that slappy sound. Well, that's caused by not being in the right position to do a pull-off. And it's exactly the same as what we talked about in the right hand. If we think again about this being the string that we're doing the hammer on, if we land correctly on this side of the string, then in order to do the pull-off, we just continue in that direction, like this. Okay, but if we've landed like this, then we've got to change direction in the finger, and that yanks the string up and gets a slappy sound. Okay, so it's even more important with the pull-off to feel that you're on this side of the string slightly. Your finger's nice and curved, and you just continue in the same direction, as opposed to. Also, a good thing to think about with pull-offs is exchange of weight. When you always want to have the support finger, in other words, the finger you're pulling off onto, down, but it shouldn't be really pushing. When you're ready to pull off, the second finger should have the pressure, and then at the moment you pull off, the arm kicks in the weight of the first. So it's exchange of weight from second to first. And that way, this is a very relaxing motion instead of being a very aggressive motion. Let's try some pull-off exercises. We're going to go 2, 1, 2, and now 3, 2, and 4, 3, and let's do 3, 1. And 4, 2. So you get the idea. Now, the final consequence of all this is a sort of compound slur, which is a hammer-on followed by a pull-off. And it's the same exact thing I've been talking about, which is if the hammer-on comes from above and the pull-off continues that motion, then it's just one motion. It's do-yum, 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 instead of do-yum, do-yum. Okay, well, this way we're changing direction in the finger. So if we put this on the guitar, if you start from above, you can actually. This is a very fast motion because there's only one motion going on. I'm just stopping on the string. But if I go, that's two motions. And we'll do 2, 3, 3, 4. Whoops. Okay, and etc., etc. Okay, now the final consequence of that is the trill. Trill is just a continuous compound slur. On, off, on, off. And if you use these same principles, trills will be much easier. A lot of people get really tight in trills, and they can't crescendo through a trill. If you always get the feeling that you're resetting the finger above the string, relaxing it as soon as it's done, it's easy to keep trills going. It's good to practice it dotted first. And then, okay, well, something like that. Get the idea. So those are the principles that you practice these with. There's also one kind of trill that's really nice to know. It's a good technique to know. It combines the idea of the contraction and expansion thing we were talking about and this compound trill, and that is trilling with 2 and 3. We're going to go expand, contract. See, I'm alternating 3, 2, 3, 2. And because the fingers are sharing the burden, you can get it going pretty fast. Also looks real cool, you know. So, okay, now we've talked a lot about the right hand and the left hand, but obviously we have to put them together to play. And so we have to practice synchronization exercises. And basically, when we think of synchronizing the hands, we have to unify what the hands are doing at the same time. These concepts can be applied in almost any piece you play. The more you can have the fingers working together, the better things will be. So we can put our mind in any one of 3 areas when we're playing. We can think about what happens before a note. Let's just take this same old scale that we're getting very sick of. This 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's apply synchronization concepts to it. Let's think about what happens before. Okay, what I mean is we're going to start with the first finger in the left hand and the index finger in the right hand. Let's do rest stroke. Okay, so what we want to do is touch both together. They touch together and then we play. Now the next fingers to play are the second finger in the left hand and the middle finger in the right hand. We'll touch together and then play. Now the third finger and the index finger, touch, play, and now fourth finger and middle finger, touch, play. So it looks like this. Touch, 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 touch. See how it's working together? Now if you practice that, it's all very synchronized. Okay, we can also think about what happens after the motion. In other words, how a finger relaxes. So let's say we played the first note, and now we're going to play the next note. Now, after we play these two fingers, the index finger in the right hand and the first finger in the left hand have to relax. So we're going to go relax them. See how they relax together? Relax. Now the next notes, now my two fingers that just played will relax.